In Crawl, you'll navigate dark halls and slay fell monsters, growing ever stronger in order to face one final abomination and earn your freedom. But there's a twist. All those fetid beasts are controlled by your friends. Only one can escape, and to win, you'll have to outfight them all.
It is more fun than it sounds. It is incredible that 2 people were able to create this, and one of those people was kind enough to let me interview them, parts of which are included in this video. Everything has been fine-tuned to perfection. The amount of branching paths for progression and random elements make every playthrough feel unique. It's simple on the surface, making it easy to grasp, but its deep mechanics give it an extremely high skill ceiling that is so fun to master. If you couldn't tell, I love this game, so I've really gone the extra mile with this video. I've made sure to include timestamps, so if you want to skip some sections, then go ahead. But enough talk, let's crawl. There are 2 main player types in Crawl, that being the hero and the ghosts. The game starts with a free-for-all between all the players, with the last one standing getting to start as the hero, and the rest being turned into ghosts. As the ghosts, you work together to kill the hero, as whoever lands the final hit then becomes the hero themselves. All the rooms in the dungeon are filled with objects that you can possess. These range from furniture that can be flung at the hero to a plethora of traps that all have their own unique function. But the real gameplay of the ghosts comes into play when you possess these pentagrams. This turns you into one of 3 monsters determined by the deity that you choose at the beginning of the game. The monsters you begin with are pretty weak, but as the hero levels up while you're a ghost, you gain a currency called Wrath. This can be spent between dungeons to evolve your monsters into one of 2 evolutions until you reach the peak evolution. The sheer variety in monsters alone is impressive, but the fact that each monster is well made, balanced, and unique really goes to show the effort that has been put into this game. The monsters all start out pretty simple, like a skeleton that can punch or a fish that can shoot tiny needles, but then they become more complex. This guy can do a backwards teleport and shoots out a ball that explodes vertically. This little ghost girl creates a mark on the ground that heals monsters and uses this trailing fire to damage the hero. One of my favorites has gotta be this goat guy who can create shields that stun the hero like a parry, leaving them open for one of his poison darts. The peaks are where things really get crazy. You've got the maxed skeleton with a boomerang sword, a shield that can parry the hero, and a melee attack that can stun them. The green necromancer guy that can summon an army of zombies which heal from its slime attacks. This bird where you control the body and eye independently. Do you have a favorite monster at all the players?
I mean, like the little worm that just dives under the ground.
Oh yeah,
he was one of the very first ones, and right. Just because it's so weak, but then you can just like dodge around people. That's always and then do the little needle kind of thing. That's always been a favorite.
Each of these monsters can be mastered to a point where even if you're the only monster left, you can solo the hero yourself. And most rooms have traps, meaning that even if your monster gets killed, you can still help out in the fight and maybe even steal the kill for yourself. And if you really have nothing to do as the ghost, you can drop these slimes by spending ectoplasm that constantly spawns around the dungeon. Eventually, you'll whittle down the hero enough to get that finishing blow, becoming the hero yourself. As the hero, you're essentially trying to last as long as you can while becoming as strong as possible. You start out with a weapon and a spell. These are determined by your deity, but are usually a rusty sword and a roll. During combat, you earn gold by dealing damage, which can be spent at the shop on each floor. Here, you can buy artifacts, weapons, spells, and potions. Artifacts are passive upgrades that can affect both your hero and your monsters. Spells change out your role for different powers. Potions increase and decrease your 3 main stats, and weapons give you a whole bunch of different fighting styles to pick from. There are a lot of combinations and builds you can create with your hero. You can choose to use slow, high-damaging weapons using potions to decrease your speed but increase your damage. Or you could do the complete opposite. The amount of weapons with different movesets and the fact that they can be randomly enchanted with spells or different effects makes your hero's weapon alone feel fresh each run. Do you have, when you're playing, do you sort of have a go-to build at all?
like the throwing knives, I think.
Oh yeah, those are good.
They're a lot more. They do a lot more damage than you expect, I think, because they look quite wimpy, but they pack a punch.
Artifacts let you start leaning into more specific builds. You could go with medals that give you buffs after reaching certain kill streaks. You could buy a bunch of followers to do all the hard work for you. You could focus your build on just making your monsters extra powerful so you can be the hero more often, or you could just buy everything and be a jack of all trades. My personal favorite has got to go to the bleed build. In most games, bleed implies making the enemies bleed, but in Crawl, you make yourself bleed and then get a bunch of buffs from doing so. The dynamic between the hero and ghosts works so well. I find a big problem with competitive party games is that if you aren't an expert, you can usually get stuck doing nothing. But in Crawl, there is always something to do. And just like in any good party game, no matter how far you're falling behind, there are so many systems in place that let you catch up with everyone else. As you kill monsters, you gain XP, letting you level up. And once you reach level 10, you can attempt the boss. You get one attempt at the boss per floor, and if you fail 3 times during the run, it's game over for everybody. The boss for the run is randomly selected at the beginning and stays the same throughout. There are 3 bosses in Crawl: Kurok, Gidrak, and Tzekel. Kurok is this large kraken monster. The ghosts can possess his 2 tentacles or his head. Whoever's in the left tentacle can shoot out bubbles that trap and stun the hero, while the other tentacle shoots out slime that slows down and damages the hero. This sets up the player in the head, who can shoot out a massive laser that deals lots of inescapable damage. Kurok can't be reached with melee weapons, and is super tanky against ranged weapons. You're meant to beat Kurok by hitting these explosive grubs into his open mouth while he's shooting his laser, which stuns him and exposes his weak spot, letting the hero deal a lot of damage to him, eventually killing him. Gidrak is a 3-headed hydra, with each head being possessable. The heads each have a different elemental attack: fire, ice, and acid. Gidrak can also move based on the combined directional inputs of all the players possessing him. As the hero deals damage to Gidrak, the heads get decapitated. However, chopping off all the heads doesn't kill Gidrak. Instead, the heads can still be controlled by the ghosts and have to be killed individually to win. Finally, you have Tzekel, my favorite boss and arguably the most complex boss for both the heroes and the players. Tzekel is an Aztec golem being controlled by a shaman. All of Tzekel's limbs and head can be possessed by the ghosts. The limbs can't be damaged by the hero, however, the shaman can. When the hero deals enough damage to the shaman, Tzekel's head becomes temporarily vulnerable, letting the hero deal damage to him. It's the ghost's job to protect the shaman by using Tzekel's limbs. You start out with 2 knives and 2 feet, which do pretty basic melee attacks, but as Tzekel's health gets lower, new limbs sprout up from the ground. You get 2 rods, which shoot constant, fast damaging beams. Then you get the orb, which sends out a wall of fire, blocking off a section of the map. And this whole time, you're also able to possess the head, which shoots a massive magic explosion, temporarily turning the hero into a chicken with extremely low health. All the bosses are chaotic, which is what makes them so fun. All the ghost players are usually yelling at each other, trying to coordinate with one another, all while the hero's dodging and managing all the attacks, just trying to stay alive, which always results in some of the best moments in Crawl. Do you have a favorite boss?
Yeah, probably is Kurok still. Like, it's just very simple. Managing all 3 together, I think like the balance of that worked out really well. Thing spawns, you've got to hit it into his mouth, and all the ghosts know that you're trying to do that, and so they're trying not to open the mouth, and they're trying to get you in the bubble, and they're trying to like block you off with the goo and stuff.
Yeah.
It's sort of all like the balance of it all came together really nicely in that one.
And what brings it all together is the style. The pixel art is just beautiful, and the design of everything is just excellent. From the small details in the environment, to the weapons, to the monsters, and then to the bosses. The soundtrack by Alex Yoder is just perfect for the game too. I can't tell you how many times I have heard these same songs, but they genuinely never get old. It captures the arcade feel perfectly, and all the parts where the music starts glitching out makes it feel like you're playing some cursed magical game. And don't even get me started on the narrator, voiced by Adrian Vaughan, who lended his voice for this video as well. I mean, just listen to this guy for a second.
native had refused to take them further. Foolish superstitions easily dismissed by educated men. But the place works its way on them until screaming they crack.
Now, I know that just hearing some guy say a game is really fun sometimes isn't enough for some people. So I got the boys around for some crawl and made a little montage of some of our best moments. Enjoy.
Oh no! Oh god! He's gone beast mode! Zombies! Please! No! Oh! Come on! God. Come on! Come on! No! Wait! Go over the map. No! No! That would have. Yes! Oh yes! If I can just get poison off. Oh yes! No! No! That's mine! That's mine! No! Yes! No! Oh, twice! Cadaver burst! Holy oh my god, that was brutal. Statue, that would be elite. Oh, double damage though? One hit and no! Come on. Whoa. This is dog! No! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh my, the explosion pushed me back in. Oh my god! No, the slime! No, that... No!
I think it's Joe again.
No! It's not over till I... Yeah! Oh, I suck these, dude.
For me, Crawl isn't just a normal party game. It's a testament to the power of passion and creativity. It's a beautiful example of the soul and charm that can only be found in indie games, and shows that no matter where you've come from, you are always capable of making something truly special. This game has brought me so much joy, and it's been my favorite party game ever since I found it in 2019. I love showing this game to new people, so even if only one person discovers Crawl through this video, I've still won.
Far beneath the earth, deep in that cruel darkness, I reeled amidst the horrors of that room, and my mind did start to slip into that vast and unknown ocean of insanity. Down the rotting throat of the abyss I tumbled, and as a fetid sloshing did invade my ears, I drew my ragged blade and welcomed bloodshed. To escape this place, I must follow the markings to unexplored caverns where there's creatures to slaughter and harvest their essence, which increases my power until I'm strong enough to open the portal and face the beast and be returned upon the world. And today I slay the gatekeeper, and today I am free. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to One Bad Mushroom.